Hello everyone, I'm Christopher Naputo, your test-accredited TVT trainer. Today we'll be talking about a small but very important component of your dump truck's cooling system, the coolant reservoir. Understanding how it functions and how to maintain it is critical to keeping your engine operating smoothly. So let's dive in. The coolant reservoir, also known as the coolant expansion tank, is a transparent or semi-transparent plastic container usually located near the radiator. Its primary functions include storing excess coolant released from the radiator when the engine heats up and coolant expands, allowing coolant to return to the radiator when the engine cools down and the pressure drops, and providing a convenient way to monitor coolant levels without opening the radiator cap, which can be dangerous if the engine is hot. When the engine heats up, coolant expands and builds up pressure. Excess coolant is pushed through a pressure release valve into the coolant reservoir. As the engine cools down, the coolant contracts, creating a vacuum. The vacuum draws coolant back from the reservoir into the radiator, ensuring the system maintains the correct level of coolant. The reservoir has markings for min and max levels. Drivers can easily check if the coolant level is within the proper range before operating the truck. Imagine you're about to start your daily operation. During your pre-operational inspection, you glance at the coolant reservoir. You notice the coolant level is below the min mark. This could indicate a coolant leak or insufficient coolant levels, which can cause the engine to overheat. If you operate the truck without addressing this, you risk severe engine damage. In this situation, the right approach is to refill the coolant to the proper level and inspect for possible leaks before continuing. Let's say you're hauling a full load of materials on a hot day. You notice the temperature gauge is reading higher than usual. You stop the truck to inspect the coolant reservoir. You find that the coolant is boiling over and spilling out due to extreme heat and pressure. This scenario emphasizes the importance of having a properly sealed and functioning coolant reservoir cap to manage pressure effectively. It also reminds us to ensure the coolant mixture is appropriate for the environmental conditions. Now picture this. You're operating the truck and suddenly, the engine temperature spikes. The truck automatically shuts down to prevent damage. You open the hood and inspect the coolant reservoir. The coolant level is below the minimum mark, and you realize that there has been a slow coolant leak over time. This scenario highlights why it's crucial to visually check the coolant reservoir before each operation. Always check the coolant level before starting the truck, especially if operating under high temperatures or heavy loads. Ensure the coolant is within the recommended range between the min and max lines. Use the recommended coolant type and mixture ratio specified by the manufacturer. Never mix different types of coolant unless advised by the manufacturer. Inspect hoses and connections leading to the coolant reservoir for signs of leaks or damage. The cap of the coolant reservoir should be properly sealed and not loose or damaged. A faulty cap can lead to pressure loss and coolant spillage. Always check the coolant level from the reservoir, never by opening the radiator cap, especially when the engine is hot. If the coolant level is frequently low, inspect for leaks and repair them immediately. Pure water lacks the anti-corrosion and temperature control properties of proper coolant mixtures. The coolant reservoir may seem like a simple part of your dump truck, but its role in preventing overheating and ensuring efficient operation is crucial. Always keep it in check to avoid engine damage and unnecessary downtime. This has been Christopher Naputo, your test-accredited TVT trainer. Thanks for watching, and always stay safe on the job.